Hello, welcome back to Two Girls with Cancer. Nice to see everybody again. We are on whatever episode this is. No, not 6, 8.
Oh, Jesus. Sorry.
Ashley's in a little bit of a time warp. She forgets what day it is. What year is this?
Bad memory. It's cancer brain.
Yeah, cancer brain.
Like mom
whatever.
brain, but it's cancer brain.
It's both.
It
It's
actually,
together.
it is both. Anyways, so.
How's your week been?
And my stomach blew up again. So I've been dealing with that.
You should definitely post pictures in our Instagram and TikTok so people understand when you say
means.
my stomach blew
I'm
up.
going to actually post one after this.
It didn't actually like explode, but it like grows
Blows up
substantially.
that I look like I'm pregnant. 9 months pregnant. Full
It's-
term.
It's so strange.
It's
I
the
feel
weirdest
for your poor little body. Like it hurts, right?
It feels like where my incision is, it's like it's going to burst. Like it's like
Really?
ripping. And like, oh, it's so disgusting.
Now, after you had your surgery, and again, like she's cut from above her belly button down to like pubic bone area. Did they ever say not to get pregnant again because of the damage that it would cause?
Yeah, it's a toss-up. Like, pretty much if I was to get pregnant again, the baby would survive, maybe. They're not sure if I would or...
Jeez.
Yeah, they said that my body has been through too much to get pregnant again. Or at least I'd have to wait 10 years. Then I'm like 50, 40.
Oh,
well, I'm
geez.
38, 39 this year.
Good luck even getting pregnant then.
Right? I got one. I'll have stepkids one day. You know,
Yeah.
I'm okay. I wanted always 2 kids, but I mean, it's sad because that's taken away from me. But with what's happening and they can't figure out my body right now, I wouldn't even consider it.
No. It would be so hard to put your body through that too.
My son needs me right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
I just want to stay alive.
Can you imagine having the energy for a baby right now?
I don't know if I could ever have energy for a baby.
I think about my poor friends who are, and I shouldn't say poor, like they're so happy, but like my friends who are my age having babies right now. And it's such a beautiful experience. I'm so thrilled for them, but like I couldn't do it.
And your kids are older. You're like almost...
Yeah, my girls are almost 14 and almost 12. They'll be 14, 12 this summer. And
They're independent.
but now, like, I mean, they're both hormonal. They both get periods. They both like boys. Like the one is going to be able to get her learner's license for driving soon and get a job and things like that. And like these kids want to be chauffeured everywhere. I swear, I am here. Like yesterday, my one kid had a track meet at school, but it was in the next town.
And you took me to the hospital.
Oh, yeah. I
Sounds
took
like your
Ashley
kid.
to the hospital in the morning. She had an iron infusion. And then I left from there and I went to my kid's track meet. And then from there, she had a break. So I drove back to our town, visited my grandma, head back to the track meet, watched that, got poured on. Yeah. By the way, my kid won 3 golds. So I'm pretty proud of her.
She's so good.
She's so good. How was I? Like, I don't have this sort of athletic talent.
She got it from somewhere. It's a mixture.
Who? I did do track in my younger years, and I actually was decent at it, but never. I was never gold consistently.
Yeah.
I was like a silver bronze kind of girl. Anyway, then from there, I drove home and I quickly drove to the kid's school where my other kid had soccer in the absolute pouring rain.
Yeah.
So I sat there through that. And then I grabbed her and went back home really, really quickly so she could get changed into her other soccer uniform because she's on a school team and a town team. She changed into that uniform. And I picked up my other kid's friend and my other kid. And then I took my other kid to soccer. And then the other 2 I dropped off at their friend's house. And then went to soccer and sat in the freezing cold for that. And then I was supposed to pick up the other one from youth group. And luckily her friend's mom drove her home. But like, this is my day.
Listening.
I passed out. I was laying on the couch on Andrew's lap, like my head on his lap. And my mom called and said, "Oh, I'm really close. I'm by Superstore, like 5 minutes away." In the time between that and her knocking on my door saying that she was going to come over, I fell asleep.
Well, I'm surprised you even made it that whole day. Good for
Well, you know me. I don't rest.
I know you.
I stay. Like, I didn't go to bed till way later. I actually did fall asleep under the red lamp on my couch. And I was comatose. Oh, I needed it. My body was so drained after that. And it's like, I want to be at these events because I'm proud of my kids and I want to be there to support them. And like today, right now, my other kid, the younger one, is doing her track meet at school. And because of all our meetings and podcasts and stuff this morning, I'm missing it. And that sucks. I hate that. But, you know,
You're doing good.
You can only do so much in a day.
It's true. The time doesn't stop for nobody.
No, it doesn't. But I just feel like of all the things that it needs to stop for, it needs to stop for my kids, right? Because, I can lay around all day and do nothing, but like that's not fair to my kids. And it's funny because my older one hates when I come to any of her events, right? It's embarrassing. Mom, why are you here? I wasn't allowed to go to her school track meet because I was really embarrassing. I was allowed to go to the one yesterday because that was the second one. So school and then East Zones, which is like the east side of our county. And then the next one is counties and the next one is like cities, like Edmonton area. Anyway, I was allowed to come to the East Zone because that was like a mix of like different schools, so not everyone knew me. But like, I don't understand why it's so embarrassing. But anyway, I met one of the girls from her school, and she said, "Oh, you're Eden's mom." I said, "Yep." And she said, "Oh, my mom never comes to these events." And I said, "Why not?" Well, I don't know. She works and she's busy. And I said, "Oh, okay." And I get that. I'm blessed to be off work, so I don't, I have the ability to go. And then she said, "But even if she wasn't working, she wouldn't come." And I said,
breaks my heart.
Like instantly started to get emotional. I said, "Why is that?" And she said, "She has better things to do." And I said, "So would you like your mom to be there?" And my kid's standing right there. And
that's a lesson for her to learn.
Like, you listen to that. And I said, "Would you like it if your mom came?" She said, "Oh, I would love to see my mom at these events or anything." And I was like, look at my kid. I was like, "Do you hear her?" I'm like, "You have the mother who and father," and she doesn't let her dad come. She didn't even tell her dad yesterday that she had a track meet. It's so mean. I'm like, you have parents that want to come support you, and this girl is like begging for somebody to come watch her, and she doesn't. And then this girl told me, sorry, I don't know why I need to cough so bad. Sorry. Then this girl told me, like, the event ended at 3:00, and it was absolutely pouring, lightning thunder. And she asked me for a ride, and no problem. She literally lives on my street. I didn't know this. But she said that her stepdad wasn't going to be able to pick her up until 8:30. She was going to sit there in the field until 8:30. And I said to her, "What? Like, how?" And she said, "Well, he told me that I should have made better plans." And I said, "You're a child and you don't drive, and this is a school track meet. Like, are you kidding me?" And I was mad. And so I'd be
probably going to that door.
If these parents are listening, I don't know you, you don't know me. Do better. Your kid is begging for this. And I think we talked about this on another episode, probably the one that's coming out next on parenting, how when my one kid had a track meet a couple months ago, I got really emotional when I was there because I said, this same track meet last year, I was in Tijuana doing treatment for cancer, and I didn't know if there was going to be a next year where I could come watch you. So the fact that I'm here now means everything to me. I get to watch this in person instead of behind a camera FaceTiming. And of course, she was a little embarrassed that I was there as always. But yeah, like my kid doesn't want me there. I maybe deep down she does, but like your kid wants you there. Take an hour off work and watch her do shot put.
We also understand if you're single parent and blah, blah, blah.
For sure.
But if this kid is literally telling you that do better, or pick better times, or, they just have better things to do, that's sad.
Make her sit in a field alone. She's 13 years old. In a field in the pouring rain. Like, at least get her an Uber. And I'm not trying to parent judge or mom shame or whatever. Those are all the words right now, mom shaming. But in a sense, I kind of am, because
do better.
Your kid deserves better.
We almost got our lives taken away where we couldn't do those things for our kids.
I think that's what's so frustrating about it is like I'm trying to really make up for lost time. And I was like gone for 6 weeks in treatment, but there was a lot of days where I was on my couch doing nothing, and you feel the same way in bed. And I'm trying to make up for that lost time with my kids because I truly feel guilty that I wasn't able to be with them in that capacity. And even before getting sick, I feel like I was a very checked out mom because, I was in a really bad marriage. And then when I got divorced, that's a whole whirlwind in itself. I was trying to date again, and I was really self-absorbed. Again, we talked about this in the last episode. So I I was really checked out as a mom because, disassociating and repression, those are like my go-tos. And so, now I'm like actively trying to be there for my kids, but I think I get used to a certain way for so long. Now, my younger one does want me there, and it kills me that I'm not there at her track meet today, but I did sit in the rain for 2 of her soccer games yesterday. So I don't know. All I'm saying is like, be better as a parent, because one day you might not be there and your kid's going to remember that you weren't there when you were there, I hate to say that again. I hate to mom shame, but
it's just because what we've gone through, we see it in a different light, and we're just trying to help everyone just be better, I guess, or want to be better.
Not saying that we are like perfect.
We're not. No, we're not perfect. I'm not.
I feel like I always struggled as a mom. Like, I don't know that I ever wanted kids, and I hate to say that. And I actually hate that my kids have heard that before, because they don't need that. My kids have said to me so many times, my older one, I didn't choose to be here. And I was like, ooh, you're right. But I don't know that I ever wanted to be a mom. And when I got pregnant with her, I was 22, and I had been married 2 months when I got pregnant, and or maybe 3 months. Not long. Too short anyway, after not knowing somebody that long and getting married to them. But all my friends, or a lot of my close friends, were getting pregnant at that time, and you kind of get a little nuts in your early 20s where you're like past the bar stage, and you're like, what's more for me? Like, I need, and most girls sail past that. Like, they all go a little crazy, right? And then they get a little past that, and they go, oh yeah, I have a career. I want to travel. I want to do this. I want to do that. Or you get married and you get knocked up right away. And I feel like I fell into that, where I was like, yeah, my friends are getting pregnant. I want to get pregnant. And I was very excited when I got pregnant. But then, once I had kids and I was like a young mom, it was like, I don't know if I ever wanted this for my life. I love it. I could never imagine my life any other way now. Like, I friggin' love having 2 daughters, as dramatic and estrogen filled as it is. I love it. Like, I don't even know that I'd want to have a boy.
Oh, and see, I'm the opposite. I always wanted a boy, and I got a boy, and I absolutely love it.
I wanted a boy when I was first pregnant, and then I had a girl, and then I started getting all the girl clothes and stuff, and I was like so ecstatic. And then when I got pregnant the second time, I was actually pretty convinced that it was a boy, and I was going to name that boy London. And my ex-husband was like, no, we're not. That's the worst name for a boy. And I thought, no, it's not. It's cute. And now, like, looking back, I don't know if I'd want a boy named London, but anyway, it was a girl. So it was back to being London. But I was really sad because I really wanted a boy.
I think we would have been okay with whatever we had.
Totally. Yeah. But yeah, having 2 girls now I can relate to them a little bit more, when they're going through these emotional, whatever, boys at school problems and hormones and everything. Like, I can relate to them, where, like, I don't know how to talk to a boy child.
It's like, what's up, bro? It's easy.
What's up, bro? Well, you come talk to me in 8 years when your kid is my kid's age. And
I don't know what he'll be. It's going to be interesting. I'm like a alpha woman. So we'll see. Maybe he's going to be quiet. I don't know. We'll see. Will
he be able to get words in? Because you're like in there. You see those like strong women.
I'm not going to be that crazy. We'll see, I guess.
I mean, as long as he treats his girlfriends well and his wife well.
That's what I'm raising a gentleman. I've been through some narcissistic, crazy relationships in the past. And I do not want that for my son. And nobody deserves it. Nobody deserves to be treated disrespectfully or cut down or abused or verbally, mentally, physically.
No. Not at all.
I find that there's so many different parentings out there that if I could just if I can just change it in my own son, and moms out there don't have to worry about their little girls getting beat, or you know what I mean, or having to go through this crazy cycle of bad men. I don't want to say that. There's both on the beach side, right? There's women that are crazy too, but I don't know.
There's women that are crazy. Yes, this is true. Everyone, just like play your part, do the best job you can as a parent, raise them to make good choices and to be respectful. You know what? There's a kid that my kids go to school with. He's a boy. I think he's in grade 8. And like the things that my kids have told about him, I go, where the heck are his parents? Like he sends shirtless photos to my kid all the time.
How old?
Like 12, 13. And like, there's no muscle. Like, why do you send a topless shirt? Because you're a dude and you're jacked, right? Like, you're not sending them of your weak little body. But he does, because that's just the thing right now. And some of the things that he says to my kid is like so heinous. And yesterday I actually found out from that other girl, because they're in the same class, she said to me that he doesn't have parents, or his mom is like really checked out, and his older brothers had to raise him.
Oh,
so heart. And then again, my heart breaks because like no wonder
when we taking all these kids when we're back.
Are we opening a foster care center where we just like love on their kids?
Just love.
The thing is, like, my love language is not affection. It's not like closeness, is not time together. I'm like a gift giver and an acts of service. So, you know, I really think I've spoiled my kids, and not because I want them to be spoiled or entitled, but it's like, I don't know how to show love other, like I buy these kids stuff all the time. Yesterday for the track meet, I bought my kid a sub from Subway and chips and cookies and a chocolate milk and a chocolate protein shake, and then a cheese and crackers and turkey thing and something else. Kid didn't eat any of it. And I already packed her lunch. She didn't eat any of it. And because, you know, she's too nervous or whatever. I have a hard time getting her to eat anyway. But like, I bought these things for her because I love you and I want you to do well today. I want you to have the protein. I want you to have the energy to do it. And then like, I'm mad because she doesn't accept my gift. And like, for me, that's how I'm showing her I love her. But to her, who like, definitely shows things differently, is just like, why is my mom so much? Like,
she's
why
so needy.
Yeah, why is she bringing me food at my track meet in front of all my friends?
I love you.
Exactly. So she doesn't understand. And that's the problem with love languages, is that when you have different ones. So I was saying, like, for these foster kids, like, they just need a hug, and for someone to tell them that they did a really great job. And then me, I'm like, here, have these things I bought you.
I'm all over the map. I'm a really lover. I'm love to love. It's just
you're like touchy?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not the baby stage. Oh, that wasn't my thing. I'm not going to hold you 24/7. I got stuff to do. Like, it's hard. I'm more like where we're at now. He's 4.
You're probably like a quality time guy. Yeah. And what you said in the last podcast, what's the word? Words of affirmation? Like, you're telling him he's handsome, he's smart, he's brave, he's bold, whatever.
Oh yeah, brave, handsome, strong. You can do anything you put your mind to. And he's like, yeah, mom. And his face lights up. I love that. That's the biggest thing on this journey for me, was I had to start telling myself these things because in my mind, I was like, I'm falling apart. And then, like I said, your cells are listening to, your body's listening to you. And if you change your thinking, change your thoughts, and start telling yourself, I can do this. I'm beautiful. I'm strong. I can do anything I put my mind to. You know, like, you're going to start believing yourself and you're going to start doing it.
I think, there's, I don't know if it's called like a self-fulfilling prophecy, but if you're saying something negative over and over and over, and it's conditioning, like, you're hearing it. And so, for example, I'm not going to name names by any means, but I know a person who has, I guess.
Sorry, can I do this?
Yeah, we can touch each other, even though I don't like to be touched, but you can touch me. Thank you. So I know someone, and she has 2 children who are learning delayed, some disabilities, things like that. But it is her entire life. It has consumed her. And that kills me, because these kids, I think, could really be so much more than they are. But all she does is talk about their disabilities. Yes. And I said to my daughter, if I told you every day, you're not good at track and field, you're not a good runner, you're not fast, you're not this, you're not that, you're going to hear it. Yes. And I think every day when she says, my kid has this, my kid has that, they're hearing it. Yes.
It's like, you're healing.
Yeah.
You know? Make them feel like they're going to be okay. They can do whatever they, you know, even though whatever their disabilities are, maybe they can't.
I'm not saying that these kids' disabilities aren't legit. They have actual diagnoses. And I appreciate that. And I'm not trying to downplay that at all. But these kids are hearing her tell anyone who will listen that her kids have this illness, this sickness, this disability, whatever. They're hearing it. Like, they're not being raised up, in my opinion. Again, I'm not a psychologist, so I don't really know anything about anything. But that's what I think. Like, if you're telling yourself, if you're telling kids, if you're saying things that are negative, and I do believe, like, saying my kid has this disease, my kid has this disorder, you have cancer. This is why I don't ever say my cancer. I know that you do, but like I never call it my cancer. I say the cancer because, like, I don't claim it. It is not mine. It is not of my body. Like, it's just something that happens to be in me. Well, happened to be in me at that time, but like, it's not mine. I do not claim it. So that's why I never.
Well, I say my form because.
No, don't claim it. It is the cancer. It's something foreign that resides in you currently, but it's not yours. That's why I never say
I'll give it back wherever it came from.
Right. Send it back to hell where it came from.
I didn't want it. But I proved you wrong, and I'm still living. Eat it so far.
One thing that we've been kind of going through this week, and I say it's Ashley, it's not me. People are out there chatting. We have talked about this on other episodes, but people are denying the fact or arguing the fact that Ashley was ever sick. And yeah, we have talked about this before on the show, and I feel like sometimes maybe we're beating a dead horse here, but also no, because this is a very real thing that people are going through. Like, the stress that's being put on you. Look at her. She's emotional. Okay? Like, the stress.
People are so cruel.
People are so mean. Like, this girl has gone through so much over the last year, and it is exhausting. And cancer is not just a physical disease. It is a mental disease. It is so debilitating mentally and spiritually and physically. And to have to justify it to anybody is garbage. And like, you see the response, like, when you hear about how people are talking about it, like, people are saying Ashley was never sick, or she made it up, or maybe it wasn't as bad as she said it was because for whatever reason.
I didn't do chemo or radiation.
Oh yeah, because you didn't do chemo or radiation, then it must not be serious. But it's like,
people don't understand the effects.
No.
It has in person. Like, I'm not saying this bitch is winning, and I mean this bitch. But it's like, you have no idea what you do to somebody. I'm not perfect. I have a history of whatever it is, but we all have a past, and you can't judge somebody because of the persona you have of them, or
it could even be the worst person you've ever met in your life, but no one deserves
I've
this.
heard that I deserve this. Through the grapevine, it's like,
pardon?
Nobody ever deserves this.
Nobody. Until you go through this, like, even if your family member has gone through it and you've seen it, it still isn't the same as experiencing it. Waking up every day wondering if you're going to live to see the end of the year.
This will be the last time I cry for this shit.
Get it out, girl. Get it out.
I'm so sick and tired of people,
It's exhausting.
My whatever family member had stage 1 cancer and had chemo and radiation, and she should have had chemo and radiation. It's like, no, are you a doctor? Like, you have no idea what the doctors were saying, what stage I was at. There was no option for me. And it's like, I shouldn't have to do this episode, or we sit here and justify, or me posting the stage I was in. It's not fair.
If you follow our Instagram, we made a post earlier in the week talking about neuroendocrine cancer, which is what Ashley had/has. And surgery is the first line of defense against these tumors. For whatever reason, they're not responsive to chemo or radiation, or they don't have anything quite targeted. I was very lucky in my journey that there is different chemos that attack the type of breast cancer that I had. Yeah. And I say lucky pretty loosely because I hate chemo and I think it's gross. But I was blessed that there is options for me. But to be told that there are no options for you, that we're literally just going to cut it out until we have nothing left to cut out.
And then when it comes back, if it hits your major organ. There's 3 treatments, and hopefully.
And by the time it hits a major organ, you're stage 4 again. So Ashley's diagnosis was stage 4 because, and we have, again, gone through this before. Stage 3 is when it's in your lymph nodes. The lymph nodes are your pathways to your organs. Stage 4 is in an organ. So remember that Ashley's lost part of her large intestine, her colon. That's an organ.
Lymph nodes are an organ too.
But that they don't consider that stage 4 though. It's that one's stage 3. But an appendix is an organ. What else? You lost an ovary,
left ovary,
and a fallopian tube. That might have considered you stage 3 in there, but definitely the fact that you had to have your colon removed, that is stage 4. Okay, and so when they say that there's no treatment until it hits stage 4, they're talking your liver, maybe your lungs, your brain, your bones, maybe
the bigger. I guess.
Those are the big ones. And by the time it hits those, not a lot of people come through stage 4 because it is so aggressive. It is so exhausting. Not to say that people don't fight stage 4 cancer. They do all the time. Praise the Lord for that. But, to tell you that you could go through stage 1, 2, and 3 and there's no treatment for it. And not until...
Here I've gone through all the stages.
Yeah.
It's like, and it all happens so fast. And I'm lost for words that someone can have that much hate or they enjoy doing that to people. I don't know what's going on in their life, and I feel sorry for them.
Well, that's what I was going to say. You, what is it? Hurt people hurt? Hurt people hurt?
Yeah.
Or hurt people hurt people?
Yes. People who are already struggling, I guess maybe don't know how to deal with it themselves, and then they hurt others because they reflect what's happening in their life, maybe. I don't know. So
to this person, if you are listening, I don't know you, okay? I have nothing against you because I don't know you, but I see my friend hurting and I see her crying. This is not the first time I've seen her cry about this, okay? This is an ongoing thing for her. Just keep in mind that when you say really horrible things about somebody who's already battling so much, who is going through so much in her life, understand that your words have power in them and this is what it's doing.
I'm not here to say poor me. I'll figure it out and I'll be okay. Don't do this. Other people listening, don't do this to other people because it affects them. Even one little word or saying I deserved cancer or whatever. What if you did that to somebody else and they committed suicide and they took their life because of your one hateful comment? It's awful, and you need to check yourself. Go get help. I feel sorry for you. And not even just that person. There's other people, that have been mean. But it's like, but then on the other side of this, I have Becky. I have all my other girlfriends, my sisters, my mom. I have a good core, and I am grateful I have them because I don't know if or how it would be,
At the end of the day, what is it? The opinion of sheep doesn't mean anything to the lion. But in the meantime, the things that people say are hurtful. We can be as brave and as tough as we want, put on whatever face. You might even repress it, but your body hears that. Your cells hear it. Your subconscious hears it, and it does something with it. So we're just encouraging people, be kind, and not just to your sick friends, to everybody. Because everyone is battling something. And I feel like that is a common thing that we've been talking about on the show. Be kind. Because...
Be kind. It's awful to just, luckily I'm strong, and sure I'm letting this shit affect me a little bit because it's my period. I don't know. And I had hormonal cancer, so it's just all messed up.
Yeah, your hormones are wild.
And we can't fix my hormones. My hormones are actually out of whack right now, but because of the form of cancer, we can't do nothing about it. So it affects me a little bit more. But just be better. I'm so sick and tired of shit and hearing shit from shitty people. We said we weren't going to swear, but...
Yeah, we were like, we're not going to swear in this podcast because our parents hear it, and it's just not the persona that, that we want to portray. Yeah. No.
Sorry.
And I don't know
I do apologize.
I don't know how to edit it enough to bleep stuff, so I don't know. I'm sorry that everyone is listening.
I'm sorry if you don't like swears. But It just had to happen.
We're human. And even for people like me who are Christians, like we're human beings. Like don't hold me on this high pedestal and expect me not to be a human and say things when I'm frustrated or do things that aren't as righteous as they should be, right? Anyways, we're going to take a really quick break and we will be back shortly.
Right back.
Now is probably a great time to tell you that we have partnered with Primal Queen. These are Argentinian beef organ capsules. These cows are ethically and sustainably farmed, grass-fed and finished, pasture-raised, free-range, hormone and antibiotic-free, and unvaccinated. I don't know about you, but that definitely speaks to me. Taking a beef supplement will improve your skin health and mood, boost energy, increase strength, enhance libido. Who does not want that? I'm sorry, Dad, if you were listening. Lessen PMS, reduce inflammation, enhance eyesight, decrease uterine cysts, regulate hormones, and so much more. These pills consist of beef liver, heart, and kidneys, as well as ovaries, uterus, and fallopian tubes. Because those are hormone organs, we would recommend talking to a trusted health professional before taking, just to make sure that you're not causing a disruption in your body and that they are completely safe for you. Check out the show notes as well as in our bio on social media. 2 Girls with Cancer is the discount code. Receive 10% off of all your orders.
And we are back from a short little break. Ashley got a phone call and
it's an important one.
how do people get sponsors on podcasts? I don't know. We need to get one and fill that space with something.
An ad. Actually, I don't want to say anything.
No,
Never mind.
I'm not going to say anything yet. Okay, well, let's talk here. Well, I'm not even sure where we left off because it's been quite a while since we hit pause here. But let's talk about our little new venture of doing interviews on other podcasts. So we actually did one this morning. We did 2 last week. And we did, I did one when you weren't available. So, I mean, that's been awesome. Pretty cool. Yeah.
It's actually, and I think we're getting better at it.
Practice makes progress is what my children
The first one I was
like,
and then, today went really well. Where were they? We have in England, right?
Yeah, so DJJ King on YouTube. He is in England, Birmingham, I believe.
And then we had South Carolina?
North Carolina. And
my brain doesn't work. Sorry,
yeah,
guys.
and then
Miami today.
Today was Miami, New Jersey, and Connecticut. They were all Zoom call. Yeah. And that one was called Rule 42. And I will link all of them here so that everyone can go check out their podcasts. They're all so different. The one that we did from North Carolina, her name is Shannon. I believe it's called Come Full Circle with Shannon. She is a diabetes health coach, I believe, for women. And so, I mean, we have cancer, like that's our niche. It has nothing to do with diabetes, and yet it's about women's health. Yes. The one today, Rule 42, I mean, they kind of just do everything. They're kind of all over, a lot of wellness. And there was one I listened to more recently, and they had a health coach on there. And, they talk a lot about motherhood and things like that. And then I did one called Socks, Sisters Open to Christ Kindred Spirit. That's like a Christian one. So we talked about like how, did I blame God for getting sick, or like what kind of miracles basically have I seen through this cancer journey? And then DJJ King, he is kind of all over the place. He interviews people with kind of like feel good stories, I think. So it's been really cool. We have lots more coming up too, which we're so excited about.
I think, or one more.
Yeah, 1 or 2 tomorrow and a bunch next week as well. Some of them are early. Like we have some in the works with people in Australia and New Zealand. Yeah. And so they're many hours ahead of us.
Right.
So I said it's either going to be us up at midnight and them up at 7 a.m. or us at 7 a.m. and them. And
which is awesome. Like, it's so cool because did we ever expect this? No. We're just 2 girls that want to help people and share our story. And now we're actually
2 girls, 1 story.
Right.
Not cup. We're really aging ourselves. I bet you if I asked my kid what 2 girls, 1 cup is, they'd have no idea. I would hope that they would have no idea. Oh my gosh, I hope not. 2 girls, 1 story. That's what we're changing our podcast name to. Why didn't we? We really missed a golden opportunity here.
Okay.
But you're right. Like, who ever thought that we'd be able to share our stories, not just with like our friends and our family, which I assume is the people that are listening
Me
to
too.
our podcast.
It's mostly probably.
Yeah, I mean, it
But
probably
now
is.
with what we're getting, like with the podcast, we're venturing out. We have people across the world. Like, it's cool to be able to connect with people around the world and people with their stories. And they told us their stories and we told our stories. And everyone is so
I know on the
inspirational.
podcast that I was on before, the Big Mike Show, we would always check the analytics of it. And we had all kinds of listeners from Germany and Japan. Like, I don't know why those ones, maybe Germans and Japanese people love conspiracies. I don't know. Maybe they love 3 people talking nonsense all the time. I don't know. But it's very cool to find out who's listening and from where. And as always, like, we really appreciate every like and subscribe and follow and share and everything. And everyone's been so kind to us through this whole journey.
Well, TikTok, I have a little Karen, but bring it on.
Okay, let's talk for a second. And we accidentally said her name in the podcast we did today. We didn't mean to do that. So we posted something recently. It was Barbara O'Neill, a doctor who is so brilliant. The things that she talks about are just, they make sense. They're brilliant. And in this particular video, she's talking about how you need to have a healthy liver. And she's not saying like hard and fast, a healthy liver means no cancer ever. But she's saying that your body is not like a hospitable host to cancer if your liver is working optimally, right? Why? Because your liver is your main detox organ. And if you are detoxing properly, you're taking all those free radicals and toxins and poison in your body and you're getting rid of it.
But
that's
if
what we're
it's
saying.
Not working. What do you think's going to happen? Like,
you're going to get sick. And not just cancer, like anything.
Any disease.
And so this particular person on TikTok was very angry about this, wanted peer-reviewed journals. Well, let's talk about peer-reviewed journals. Okay, I appreciate it. I went to college. I've done my fair share of researching peer-reviewed journals. I know how to read them. I do read them. But at the end of the day, holistic medicine and traditional medicine do not like each other. There is not a lot of crossover. So when I was on all these peer review, and I went to a bunch of different databases. It's not like I just checked one and I gave up.
She is very good at
I love research. I love it.
I don't understand.
But when I was reading about it, I was looking up liver health, protecting against cancer. Well, we do know there's a huge store of glutathione in your liver. And glutathione is your body's master antioxidant. It's like a very powerful fighter. And so if you have a functioning liver, you're going to have more glutathione or a stronger glutathione that's going to be fighting everything. Like that is just, something that we've both learned in this journey. Yeah. And I said that to this person. Oh no, where's your peer-reviewed journal? Well, I'm having a hard time finding anything that has the two cross over because your peer-reviewed journals are doctors who believe in your chemo, your radiation, your surgeries. And those things are good and well. And they do work for some people, right? I am living proof that they work for some people. Surgery, too. But I know lots of people who are living proof that it doesn't work for some people, unfortunately, right? How many people do you know that have died from cancer? Lots.
It's been
too many.
Literally cut open and then died a few days later.
For sure. Yeah. Or, a guy that I know, his mom had 1 round of chemo and then she died because it was so hard on her body, right?
That's what affects everyone differently.
And so where are the peer-reviewed journals that say chemo poisons you? Chemo will kill you. When we talked about that one episode, how they gown up when they administer chemo. Why? Because they don't want to get it on their skin and get cancer,
But yeah.
So that being said, it is hard to find peer-reviewed journals that do talk about the integration of both, about how a healthy liver will protect. So, Karen, you know who you are. I'm sorry that we triggered you. You got so angry. You told us we were dangerous giving this information. We were dumb?
Misguiding.
Were we dumb?
I swore. I said, we don't need your negative energy. She's like, negative energy.
She said, people who say that don't know what they're talking about, or you're saying that because you're dumb, basically. Yeah. So, again, sorry that it triggered you so much. All we're saying is get your body healthy, get your liver healthy. We're not saying you're never going to get cancer if you have healthy working organs, but it's a start, right?
It's a start.
And if you really want to open your mind to the possibilities of your body getting better, look into alternative
Everything.
medicine. Like, again, I am living proof that the two can collaborate and work together.
I believe
Holistic and traditional cancer treatment. And as against this one as I was. I was so against traditional chemotherapy, radiation therapy, surgery. I was so against it. But I did
that
it
worked for
in
your body.
conjunction with the other one, and I was able to fight through it.
Yeah.
So that's all we're saying. Carol, you got me all worked up. Karen. What did I say? Carol? Karen? And what, Deborah? What are the words that they call people? What is the guy version?
Karen.
Kevin?
I don't even know. Is there one?
There's
got to be.
I know Chad is like the monster drinking, like dirt biking, like hat over his ears kind of. That's a Chad. So what's a guy, Karen?
If you guys know any, please let
I
us
think
know.
it's Kevin. I don't know. I don't know. But like, I know nice Kevins.
Yeah, I know nice Karen.
I know nice
I have an
Karens.
auntie Karen.
Yeah, I know some nice
love her.
Karens too. But I've heard Deborah too. Like
Deborah?
Yeah, but I have an aunt Debbie, and she's lovely.
Yeah, right?
So
I wonder where the whole Karen came from.
I
Interesting.
don't know. I actually follow a page on Instagram called Karens in the Wild or something. Oh, it's funny. It is so funny. And
I have to check it out.
my kids call me a Karen because, during COVID that I was like, do not put a mask on. Like when my kids had to wear masks in public, I'd be mad when they chose to, and they were little. I shouldn't have put that pressure on them.
Yeah.
But they were like, Mom, you're being a Karen. And I was like, no, I'm an anti-Karen. I am
I don't want that. Yeah.
and
You're
like,
the opposite.
I'm the opposite of Karen. I have, and it's like, you come full circle and opposite that I'm actually now a Karen. But because like a Karen would be mad that you're not wearing your mask, I think.
Yeah.
So whatever the opposite of Karen is, a Deborah, a Carol, whatever, and I don't know a name, of Gertrude, what.
I don't know that one.
I'm a Gertrude. But yeah, anyway, my kids think I'm a Karen. And plus now that my hair is really short, we're getting, when it grows, like when my bangs grow to like here,
Oh, that's going to be great.
oh, I'm going to be yelling at managers. I'm going to take a lesson out of your playbook.
I am so bad. I don't know if any of you
If
guys
anyone's
know
a Karen,
me.
it's Miss Ashley.
I am a stick up for everyone, Karen. I do not put up with your crap. And you should always be kind to people. Don't be mean.
And me, I'm like, just walk all over me. I'm your floor mat. People will
don't
butt.
worry, let's go out.
People butt in
I'll
front of
make
me
sure
in the
they don't.
line, and I just shut up about it.
Like,
what?
excuse me?
I know. I need to learn. I've got a good friend just like you. And I remember being young and I'd be like, do not get out of your car. Do not beat up this woman. Like one time a girl cut her off to take the parking spot. She got out of her car. She was ready to throw down. Girl, I hope you are listening to this. I remember this. But I was always like very inspired by it too. Because I thought, man, I wish I had your boldness. But I don't.
I think it gets me into trouble.
I don't like to ruffle feathers.
I probably will until I'm 80.
That's good. I know my mother-in-law had said that, when like the older you get, the less you care. And like in her 40s, she just like really stopped caring. Now she's like in her later 50s. It was my ex-mother-in-law, but mother-in-law, that she just, just stop caring what people think.
My biggest thing is just respect. Have respect for each other. I don't know you. It doesn't mean you can talk down to me. Let's just have this level of respect for each other all the time. And don't be rude. Like, I don't know. I will defend older people. I will defend my family, my friends, even strangers I don't know. But it's like,
You're the advocate for everyone.
I try.
That's nice though. It's not a bad way to live.
I think, I don't know. Sometimes I need to just.
Are you empathic?
Yes.
An empath, I think is how people refer to themselves. I'm an empath.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have such a big heart. If anyone knows me, even when I'm working, I'm called the mother because I take care of everybody. I make sure, and I love to cook and I feed everybody. Like it's just who I am.
Yeah, you're motherly.
Right. And I don't know. I just feel like it's such a better way, like, to be.
Well, it's better than being self-serving or angry or blaming people for making up cancer. Like, it's not a good way to live. No one is, like, is anyone actually happy with themselves being miserable all the time? Imagine if everything bothered you. I'm picturing like a grumpy old man yelling at kids for being on his lawn.
Right.
Well, like, what does it matter? Is a footstep going to ruin your lawn?
Like, I mean, I guess
Like,
I
I don't
can see
know.
poop in, and you don't pick up the poop.
Well, okay, so like that's another thing. Like people get so mad
Like
when
the dog poop,
when
not a
cats.
person pooping.
Yeah, no, don't poo on people's lawns if you're a human being. That's weird. But I mean, like pick up your dog's poo. Pick up your own poo if you're gonna do that. I guess.
I had to clarify because
I
don't know.
I guess I've never done it, but I know people who have.
I've known someone who's pooped on somebody's windshield before.
No, gross, yucky.
If you're listening, I'm sorry. We were young.
Yeah, we're young. You can't
wasn't
be
me.
held responsible for the things you've done in the past.
Right?
Anything from today onward is the
That's
new
the
me.
past.
Yeah,
Then we're-
anything
yeah.
from yesterday on is the past. You can't hold somebody accountable for that.
Right? Oh god.
And that
this
kinda-
episode's been fun.
Yeah, it's been really
I cried,
up and down.
talked about poop.
Well, that seems to be
Kindness.
fairly usual. That's like the format. Ashley's going to talk about pooing, and she's going to cry, and we're going to lecture you on being mean to people.
That's right. Because I mean, I have to be open about pooping myself after my surgeries because there's
Yes.
probably people out there who do it and they're so ashamed of themselves. Don't be like it happens. I'm 39 years old in September this year, and it happens.
I don't think that I ever did. Oh, you know what? When I had colitis during chemo, I might have.
It's
once.
because I've lost control. It's not because I do it.
Just because it feels good. It's warm. No, you can't control it. You're missing
I
your
literally
colon.
can't. But
When Andrew,
know.
my husband, lost good like 3 out of 4 feet of his colon, his lead time was very short.
It's-
Like in the beginning, it does regulate. It does get a little bit better, but he would know that if he's eaten within a half an hour, he better be near a bathroom, which was really
And-
tough when we were out places.
him and I have talked about this. You cannot trust a fart, and you cannot trust a fart.
Does your boyfriend watch this?
He don't care. He's cool.
You are
He's
a
probably the
saint.
best man I've ever met.
Right?
He's just like my dad who passed away. I told myself I would wait until I found my dad. No, that's weird. I'd wait until I found someone like my father because my father was such a kind, caring man, but he had a rough side. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's so funny. Andrew is exactly like my dad as
Right?
well. Not like super kind or caring. Like, no offense to either of you. I love you both so much. More like just very similar
Yeah.
in like they are both pretty high strung and they both like hate a lot of things. And I think that's what united them is that they both kind of
Probably
hate the same things, but they're best friends.
I've dated some I won't swear. I've dated
You've sworn enough this episode, Ashley.
Stop picking on me. I don't deserve it. I don't even know what I'm saying.
You've
Oh yeah,
dated-
I've dated a well-rounded group.
Oh, well-rounded, I think, is a good thing. Oblong, wobbly shape, rounded.
I've dated different walks of life.
Diplomatic,
better.
I like that.
And let me tell
I
you,
do.
none of them were like my papa. When I was done. I was like, I'm going to be a man-eater this time. I'm done. I just went through cancer. I can't do relationships.
Yeah.
And then I was like, no, I really want somebody like my dad. And it took a while, and then I finally found someone. And, you know,
And he's lovely, hey?
he's very lovely, and I'm grateful.
I haven't seen this guy since high school. Like, again, Ashley and I just met this last year, but her boyfriend I went to high school with, and I remember just adoring him in high school, thinking he was
He's a
like
great
such a
guy.
good dude.
Yeah.
So I love this for you.
I think we all do deserve it. I think some of us stay because we just stay.
Well, because chaos
Afraid of
becomes
change
comfortable.
and- right? But if I would have stayed, I don't know what would have happened in relationships. I probably wouldn't be here, you know? And it's like, make sure you're happy. You know, when you're, like I always say, when you're faced with death, you change and you really, your mind, you start to think what you actually want in life. And I don't want to live a life of misery. I got to walk on eggshells, fight every single day. And it's like, that's not fun. So being in a healthy relationship for me, I'm like,
Your home
this-
is supposed to be your safe place, right?
Right?
If you're coming home to chaos or to toxicity, trauma, whatever, get out, man.
I get out.
I used to go to work and that was my happy place. And then I would come home and I would
You'd rather want to be at work.
Yeah. Like I was such a workaholic because it was safer for me there than at home. And that's horrible. It's a horrible place to be because nobody wants to be at work. Ugh. You work to make money. You don't work because you love being there. I don't know. Maybe people do. I want to be like that.
Right.
Yes. I feel like we've really lectured people. Okay. Takeaways from today.
Yes.
Don't say people are making up being sick. Okay. Like, do you have proof of that? No, you don't. So shut up. Okay. Be nice. Be a better mom and dad. Be a better parent. Be there for your kids.
What deserve it.
What else? Don't be mean on social media. Like, understand that not just one view exists. Many views exist. That's the beauty of being a human being, is like you get to believe in all kinds of things and research all kinds of things and experience all kinds of things. And if you are just one blinder vision, like,
expand,
open up. Okay.
Yeah.
Those are takeaways. Be nice.
Yeah. Be kind, everyone, but don't pick on older people. Don't pick on anyone. Just, it's so, I find that a lot of our episodes, we just stress.
Yeah, right. We really do in the future want to have more researched things. Yeah. But like, as you saw from episode 5, me reading all of my things about like glutathione. Like, we will have episodes where we have done the research. But the thing about a chemo brain or a cancer brain or a mom brain or just a stressed out brain is like things, our long-term memory is there, but our short-term memory is not there. We're a little like goldfish in a bowl. I know why I take a million things. I know what they do. But if I have to articulate that, or say it, it's like, what am I on?
Why am I doing?
So, eventually we're going to get to a place where we talk about things that are scientific, right?
Or like what you guys want us to talk about. Like, if you guys are enjoying.
Oh, yes. We're very open to hearing everything. We're going to do an episode about neuroendocrine cancer. We're going to talk more about HER2 positive cancer. We're going to talk about chemotherapy, radiation, surgeries, things like that, more traditional cancer things. And there's going to be episodes like this where we just vent because there's a lot on our hearts and on our minds, and we need to get it out.
And there's so many different things that come into this journey, and they play a part in our lives. And it's not easy. And we're not saying people who aren't sick don't have it easy or whatever. It's like we all got something going on in our lives.
I've had a lot of people say, oh, but that's nothing compared to your problems. And I was like, no.
We all got problems.
We all have problems. Yeah. Mine is just true to me at this particular moment. Yours is true to you. Like, don't compare apples to apples because it's so different. The way that you face adversity, whether it's something small, whether it's something huge, it's all traumatic, right?
And what I took from this episode is don't say it's my cancer because it's not my cancer.
Oh, right. Yeah, it's not your cancer. You don't claim it. It's not yours. No, it doesn't belong to me. It belongs to the devil. I want no part of it. Okay, well,
get out of here.
I think we're good on that.
So too.
This was supposed to be a mini episode where we just vented, and we are almost at an hour. So
it was fun.
We got a lot on our chests, people. We need to vent. So maybe more episodes like this.
Yeah, I don't mind it. And as long as you guys don't mind it.
Well, I hope not. Keep listening, please.
Right?
Subscribing.
Even if you just push that all the way to the end, get it to the end.
Is that how it works?
I think so.
Okay. I wondered if you actually have to like listen to the whole thing. You know what? If you don't want to listen, put it on, hit play, walk away for an hour.
Yeah, just leave it open.
We would really appreciate that. In the meantime, we are going to try to work on some sponsorships. We want to be able to provide discounts from products that we genuinely use and genuinely love. We want to be able to provide those things to you at a discounted rate. And so we are working on that. It is, everything's a slow process. Nothing moves fast with 2 sickies, but we're getting there. 2 sickies. No, we're not sick anymore.
We are just recovering.
2 recoveries. Yeah.
Both.
But we're working on it and look forward to that in the future. And definitely check out the other podcasts. Again, Rule 42, Socks, S.O.C. like that. And Come Full Circle with Shannon and DJJ King. And we will post links to that. And as we do more of these interviews, we will post those as well. We'll probably end up posting the full videos here.
Yeah, and then once we grow a little bit more, we'll have people on our show.
More, you know what? We would have it now if I knew how to work Zoom.
And I don't.
And I don't.
I don't know how to do that.
So if anyone wants to come be our producer, like,
Right.
please do. I have no idea what I'm doing. I edit it very poorly, but
You're great. I don't even know how to.
Yeah, exactly.
She's got that side, and I
She's
do
really
it.
pretty, and she's here to look really pretty and share her experience.
Oh God. On that note, I did just get my hair done.
It
Thanks
is
to my
so
best
pretty.
friend. She's so good.
Yeah, me too. It's
Not-
totally my hair. It's not at all a wig. Totally
I'm
mine.
glad we ended this with laughter.
Yeah.
It was
Dude, we're done crying over those girls.
girls.
People, not girls, people. I'm not trying to say who it is. Oh my God.
I hope you guys have an amazing evening or day or
Yeah,
whatever we post
have a
this.
great week. This will be coming out in a couple weeks, so have a great future week, and we will see you guys
The next one.
on the next episode. Can't wait.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Bye.